So now you know that what we really should have done was have some Luda music going. That's what we should have done. That's what we should have done. Move, get out the way, something like that. It's so weird because I'm such a huge country music fan, so I don't even really know where that came from. It's crazy. So thank you again. This has been a lot of fun for me. And what I want to spend a little bit of time talking to you about this afternoon in my presentation over the next couple minutes is about the journey that Yahoo has been under for the last 6-7 months, doing some really cool stuff and announcing some really cool opportunities for our users and our fans and followers and the like, and our general community. So I've got 57 slides and 5 videos. Strap in. Okay, let's go.
Today, morning coffee can be hilarious. Today, waiting in line can be inspiring. Today, our ride to work can take us around the world. Today, we discover. Unite. Create. Laugh.
I like where this is going.
Explore. Engage. Today and every day, we make the world's daily habits inspiring and entertaining. Because today, we all expect more out of every experience. Yahoo!
So you're going to hear that whole Yahoo thing a lot, so just get used to it. So the goal in January was to establish and communicate around our social networks that Yahoo was making the world's daily habits inspiring and entertaining, and that we were going to do that through mobile, social, native ads, and video. And we were going to have a lot of products and services coming that way that were going to be an important part of the messaging. So we decided on the social team that we would take this opportunity to reach our B2B and our B2C customers by experiences, events, and then driving engagement. And that was the whole goal. Everything, every time we went out, every time Marissa took the stage, every time our CMO took the stage, Kathy Savitt, the goal would be to actually do those things and to just reinforce that messaging over and over and over and over again. And so to date, we've been responsible for driving on social close to 3 billion impressions as a result of this, things that didn't come from any place else. They were just social impressions, just communicating that messages and staying consistent to it. So people want to know. They want to explore, discover, laugh, engage, unite, create, all that sort of stuff online and on social, and we're just going to help them get there. So we started at CES. Who can't resist a Flickr selfie? And the whole idea was that Marissa was going to do this big keynote, and that we were going to engage the audience and keep them engaged from this moment on until the very last Tier 1 event, which was Cannes. So we announced that Katie Couric would be our new global anchor and that she would launch something called World 3.0. We brought David Karp on stage after the acquisition of Tumblr to talk a little bit about sort of how we were going to put native ads and do some amazing things on the Tumblr platform from a publishing perspective. We brought our guy, everybody's favorite tech guy, David Pogow, who was formerly with the New York Times, to join and launch a new product. We had Nick Delosio and David sit down to talk through one of the products and pieces of content that we work on called the Tech Mix. And then, I don't know if you know this, but we have all 52 seasons of Saturday Night Live online on our product called The Screen. And then, who doesn't love a John Legend serenade? And at that point, it was time to say goodbye to Vegas and head over to Austin, where we were going to jump into some things at South by. So one of the things that we did is we announced that we were launching Yahoo Tech and Yahoo Food, which were part of the digital magazines. We launched Yahoo News Digest, which is a mobile app. Too long, don't read. It allows you to summarize the 9 top pieces of news on a mobile app. And then we found ourselves in Austin. So now it was time to put everything that we had learned and everything that we'd announced at South by at CES into effect. So we brought 22 music artists together. We brought the Tech Mix format with David Pogue leading the way. We brought 8 comedy shows. We brought 7 sports events, and we umbrellaed it all under the Yodel. And so the Yodel became a very important sort of tentpole of what we were doing as a part of our brand's DNA. And I thought it was a great idea. This is when social media goes wrong. I thought it was a great idea to do the Yodel. I was like, this is great. We're going to do hashtag Yodel on everything. And a guy standing next to me at the event in Austin said, "What's Yodel?" Anyway, so the goal was to continue to keep audiences engaged. How do you get male 18 to 34? You throw a big beer pong contest. And you get Yodel, even though people don't know what it is, you get it to trend the first night of South by. And then you get people more engaged in this idea of digital magazines and what it all means and how we're displaying that content on the new Tumblr platform. And then you bring in one of the coolest guys in New York right now, Brandon Stanton from Humans of New York, and you put him with another really cool guy called David Pogue, and you let them talk about what's really awesome, and you will launch Humans of South by Southwest, and you turn Brandon Stanton loose with a camera on the streets of Austin, and then you tell everybody that they can have his best-selling book if they'll only stand in line, and surprisingly, they did. And then you party, because you have lots of concerts, and you get people to understand that Yahoo is going to always deliver music, and music is an important part of what we do. And then there's a little bit of food spotting going on because we're introducing Yahoo Food, and we're making that an important statement as a part of the digital magazine. And then we can't forget the girls. There was nail art, and we were letting people get purple nails, and it was really cool, except the nail polish, that gold nail polish would not come off. My manicures had a hard time getting that stuff off. It was everywhere, but it was pretty cool. And so we had a great experience on Instagram with the nail art and this idea of really driving mute. So this idea of driving daily habits and making sure that people continue to come back. And this video is just designed to show that we were engaging people, we were helping them to discover new content, we were exposing them to new things that were going on in the space, and we took over that. And so we took over that space on like 4th and Brazos, and we were using hashtag Yodel, and the community decided that they were so excited about this that they started calling it the Yodel House, which I thought was really weird, but okay. So you just go with the community. So we leave Austin on a high note, and we sort of drop the mic, and we're ready to go on to the next thing. That's me dropping the mic. That's not ludicrous. We didn't get him. And we say our last Yodel to everybody, and we head out the door. And we think that it's over, except, of course, it's never really over. So that's my guy giving a side eye. And you're on Twitter, so you know what a side eye is. So we head off to Vancouver to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the web with some very famous people, including Al Gore and some other awesome people. And something bad happens. And this is when you're not ready. So I pride myself on always being ready for those moments. And so I'm in Austin, and our CMO gets up on stage with Al Gore, will.i.am, and some amazing people that were very, very involved in the launch of the web, had great things to say. And somebody decides, a la the Oscars, to take a selfie. The problem is the person with the longest arms in the room at the time on stage was Al Gore, former Vice President Al Gore. So he took it with his camera. Can you imagine what it's like trying to get the picture back from the former Vice President of the United States so we can post it online? We got it like 3 days later, but the moment had passed. So it was tough because I'm always that girl who wants to be right there in the moment at the time. So we go from Vancouver, we head on over to Washington, D.C., to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where we're honoring some of our favorite news people and our number one anchor, and we're talking more about, sort of World 3.0 and the great news program that Katie's launching. We have some fun with our Tumblr folks, and, we're a Flickr, so we always love the idea of a photo op, so there's always that in everything that we do. We don't leave anything to chance. Every moment that we have an opportunity to push the message about what we're doing and why we're there, we take that opportunity. And it's a combination of our social marketing teams, our product marketing teams, our brand creative group, as well as our event group, with the support of our executive staff. And we just don't ever leave anything to chance because we want to make sure that people get that message, and that's being driven home. So then we find ourselves in New York for the Digital New Front. Digital New Fronts was a big time for us because we announced not only this new magazine, Yahoo Travel, but we also announced the launch of something really important called Yahoo Live. And at the time, no one knew what Yahoo Live was. They were like, oh, this is going to be great, but it's going to be this music program. We announced this program with Live Nation, and some of you already know where this is going, but we announced this program with Live Nation, and that was in April, and then we'll talk about what happened over the next 8 weeks to get us there. So Marissa takes the stage. She talks more about mobile and social and the role of mobile and social, and then we move from there to Internet Week. At Internet Week, we have Ned Brody, who's the head of our Americas, talk more about sort of storytelling and how that's happening on the Tumblr platform and digitally. We talk more about mobile and how mobile is a part of what we do. So remember, mobile, social, native, video.
One of the most attractive things about this Yahoo job was the sheer staggering size of the audience.
I am so excited to work on Yahoo Food because we have this team of editors now and produce our own content in-house.
That's the thing about travel for me. They all have really great stories to tell, and they're inspiring.
So there's so much to talk about that I can't even really, I needed the videos because we've now launched 6 digital magazines, which is phenomenal. And we've contracted and partnered with some of the most amazing people in the industry, from Julia Bainbridge on food, to David Pogue on tech, to Katie Couric doing World 3.0 and the news, to there's the announcement coming up about John Josie, who's going to be launching fashion with us. We launched health while I was here. And then while we were at Cannes, Marissa took the stage again to talk about the importance of digital magazines and how important that was to our business. What's Cannes like without sports? Yahoo's known for sports, so we throw a big World Cup viewing party because on our Tumblr platform, we also did this program with Jose Mourinho called The Special Ones, which is all a video-driven program, all user-generated content. And so this was Spain versus Chile, and neither of them won, so But Yahoo's also known for bringing experts to the table to sort of talk about it. So in the middle of the football game, and in the middle of the soccer game, football, in the middle of the project, or the event, we brought out some experts to sort of talk about the importance of soccer and do some sort of on-site analysis of the game. Yahoo can't miss a selfie, so we create an opportunity at every chance we get to include Flickr and Tumblr, because that's what powers our programs. So we include an opportunity for fans to get involved at every opportunity, and we service that content back up to them, and then we allow them to share it as well. In the middle of Cannes, we announced Yahoo Beauty with Bobby Brown. Just another little magazine. As if we didn't have enough stuff to do. And we want to stand out. You know, we've sort of decided what we were going to do. We've told people what we want to do, and now we need to rise above all the clutter. And in the middle of Cannes and all the chaos of trying to get around the south of France, we empowered these little electric pedicabs, and they were the hit. They were all the rage. And as you can see, it made it very easy and stylish to get around. What's Cannes without a party? Sort of bringing music back. So we brought in some celebrity DJs and to turn the day into night in Europe, and that worked out really well. So, just to recap, at CES, the whole idea was to make some noise. And so we had a lot of stuff to say, and we wanted to make sure that the message was consistent, that it was heard, that it was elevated, and that it was amplified. And so at CES, we had a balanced approach between organic messaging on social and paid. And so those were the results. So that whole idea was to make some noise. And that's sort of how it broke out, because we had a lot of products that were being announced. We announced the acquisition of Aviate during that time. We announced Yahoo News Digest from the 18-year-old awesome guy named Nick Delosio, which turned into Yahoo News Digest. We had launched the first digital magazines, Food and Tech. Marissa gave an amazing keynote. So lots of things were going on at CES for us. And then at South by, it became about controlling the noise. Now that we've told you what we're going to do, it's like, well, how do we sort of wrangle that and really dive down into those daily habits and what we're doing specifically around the daily habits? And as you can see, that's sort of what our focus was, consistent with what we said we were going to do. And then at Cannes, it became all about how do we break through the clutter? How do we actually get people to hear what we're saying and know that these are the tent poles that are essential to our business and that what we're saying on social? So when we were at South by, we had a little bit of paid on top of the organic stuff that we were doing. And there are about 700 social media handles in the whole Yahoo family. There are more than that when we talk globally. But at Cannes, we didn't use any paid money for anything we did. We didn't put any paid money on it. And so it became about how do we take this volume at CES, take the budgets that we have, put some organic effort that's really coordinated, drilled down, consistent, aligned around some tentpole messaging, video, mobile, social, native, daily habits, inspiring and entertaining, digital magazines, sports, video content, our new apps, Yahoo News Digest, World 3.0, news, and then how do we rise above that? And so the way the smiling point to me in this whole thing is that at CES, we launched this program called Yahoo Purple Service. And you've been to Vegas, and you know everybody likes to feel like a big shot in Vegas. And at these conferences like CES and Cannes, everybody wants to feel like a baller. Everybody wants to just like walk through the room and have people behind them throwing rose petals, yay, yay, yay. And so what we did was we created this program called the Yahoo Purple Concierge Service. And basically what that did was it allowed us to pick out our VIPs, to pick out our customers, our partners, our advertisers, and then to provide an elevated level of service through them. And the social marketing team did this. Completely unorthodox, wasn't expected, wasn't what anybody thought we would do. And from there, we've implemented that service at every step along the way. At Cannes, it was recognized with Facebook and one of the other companies. So Facebook was giving rosé cups to everybody to be able to carry their rosé around. I didn't know that was a thing in the south of France, the rosé thing. That was a little weird to me, but I was like, okay, whatever. And then it's like, let's roll with it. And then another company was flying people via helicopter from Nice into Cannes directly. And so what Yahoo was doing was actually providing an elevated level of service to our best customers and our best partners. And the idea that broke through the clutter was completely amazing to us. It was awesome, and it all paid off. So go back to New Fronts. At New Fronts, which was just in April, we're only in July, it was announced that we had this partnership with Live Nation and that we would be doing a concert a day on Yahoo Screen. How many people know what Yahoo Screen is? No one. Download it. It's awesome. And besides, it is going to be your best friend over the next 362 days because we're a couple days in right now. So the other night, right before I left to come here, we actually streamed live the Dave Matthews concert from Jacksonville. We will be streaming live a concert. Last night, I dipped out on some people, and people were like, where'd you go? You're supposed to stay and drink. And I had to go because we were streaming The Neighborhood the night before we did The Fray. Tonight, we do Michael Franti and Spearhead, and tomorrow night, we do Kiss. And then Monday night, we do Common. I'm waiting for Ludacris. Anyway. So it's going to happen. Sarah and I are going to be all over this. But the idea is that we're going to bring this content into everyone's home. And it's on mobile. It's on an app. It's on a desktop experience. You can get it on Apple TV. You can get it on Roku. You can get it on Xbox. And so it's this amazing immersive experience because music is a daily habit. And for me, this is natural because I come from music and I come from a music space. So we're going to be doing that. And the fact that we pull this off, I can't even explain to you what. It is perhaps the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me in my career, but it is without question the most amazing thing because the effort to real-time work in a live music event every night for artists is it's like having the Grammys every night. It is absolutely crazy and insane, but we do it every night. And my team is on point for that with a lot of support from some amazing product engineers and some amazing product managers and some incredible support from our e-staff with great resources. And so I'm really pretty excited to introduce you to Yahoo Live. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to tell you from CES to Cannes. Okay, I get that whole build-up, and now I missed a slide. Anyway, so I told you already, product launches, event activation, thought leadership and keynotes, client meetings and presentations, and influencer marketing, using every opportunity to drive home those tentpole messages that I talked about earlier, and that's how we did it. And so now, my awesome video that I told you about, Yahoo Live. Yahoo Live. Okay.
It starts as a dream. It's a passion that grows every day, from basements to arenas, from a van to a tour bus. It begins to grow. The lights get brighter. The crowd gets louder. The devotion gets bigger. But this is different. This has a pulse. This is more than just a concert. Tonight is huge. Tonight, I'm walking out to millions.
They dropped off the Yahoo. I was waiting for that. So if you want to know what I'll be doing for the next couple of months, that's it. Thank you very much. I'm actually 3 minutes early.